Hi guys, Alice Taylor here, and today we're going to do a little product review on Gamegolf Live. So some of you guys might already have this product, some of you might have the very first version. So if any of you guys haven't, the idea with this is it's a way of measuring your golf performance when you play golf. So inside the box, nice and simple, you get a little gadget that attaches to your belt, and you get some little tags in here, one for each club. So as you can see, I've already allocated mine to my club, or various clubs, and I've had a couple of games, and what I want to share with you guys was, it's very easy when you play golf, and particularly as a coach I see this, you get a lot of emotional response as to how people have played. So I drove the ball poorly, my bunker play is a nightmare, where for me as a coach, what I'm really interested in is not so much the emotional stuff, and you guys shouldn't be too emotional about your golf games. What I'm interested in is factually what happens during your game of golf. So I've done 1 9 holes and 1 6 holes, and I will stress that the weather has been absolutely dreadful for both of these. Both games down at St Anne's Old Links. It is middle of November. You guys who live in the northwest of England will know exactly what it's been like. Any of you guys that live in sunnier climates think yourself very, very fortunate that you don't have to play when it's 2 degrees, raining and blowing 40-mile-an-hour winds. So once you play your games and tag your results, you can download your results onto the Gamegolf website. So when we go into my rounds, we can see straight away that 2 of my games load up. I have one on the 17th of November, 9 holes, which I was level par, and 6 holes today, which I was also level par. So what I'm interested in, it shows traditional stats there, like fairways hit, greens in regulation, putts per hole, and scrambling. But for me, they only tell part of the story. It depends how far off the tee you're hitting it, how much you're missing fairways by, and how good you are getting the ball near to the flag to be able to one putt. So as you scroll through, you can look at the insights to your game of golf. And what I particularly like about this is, if any of you guys watch the golf on TV, you'll see strokes gained, which is a way of measuring how your game is relative to certain standard of players. Created by a gentleman called Mark Brody, who's written a fabulous book, Every Shot Counts. And this really helps compare your game with like-for-like players. Now, even though I'm a pro, unfortunately, or fortunately for me, the lowest this will compare me with is a scratch handicapper. So for my first couple of games, it's saying that I've driven the ball kind of slightly worse than scratch, but just under 1 handicap. My approach play has been more like a 2 handicapper. My short game's been slightly more than 1, but my putting's been almost like +4. So yeah, I wouldn't disagree that my putting's a real strength of my game. Would have hoped that my driving was better than that. But what I do like about it is, for example, we can look at, say, my last round today. So 6 holes, off the tee, I drove the ball decently, so better than scratch. My approach play was poor. I did hit one out of bounds today, which will have massively affected that. Short game, I had a couple of chip shots that didn't hit as close as I would have liked, and then again my putting was fantastic. So certainly, if you're sat there as a player, this stuff's invaluable. You can build up over time how your clubs are performing, so it'll show me my average drive so far has been 256 yards. I've had one at 195 the other day when I couldn't feel my hands and could hardly hold the club. And my best one I think today was 284 yards. And as you scroll down you can see various things for the different clubs. And it starts building up over time how far you're hitting it. And that, again, with a gap in session, can help you understand your game a little bit more. So if we look at my tee shots, so I'd always pride myself on being a good driver of the ball. What these stats are showing is that even though I've not hit a huge number of fairways, I would argue that quite a few of my tee shots have been just off the edge of the fairway. So not really too punished. I think probably that one today. Well, there's one of them here today. That one today was actually in the bunker, so I did get punished there. But interestingly, these two in the red that I hit the other day, absolutely perfect lies. So I didn't get punished, but you can't afford to be hitting it offline like that. So again, as we go into kind of approach shots into the green, we can see from inside 100 yards, there's some decent shots in here. I would also say there's some poor shots, so that's certainly for me something that shows I need to work on. And you can look at everything. You can look at inside 100, outside 100, and really get as in depth as you want. It'll also show you how you're scoring on par 4s, par 3s, average scores per hole. So for my holes so far, 13% of my holes are birdies, pars 73%, bogeys 13%. So yeah, evening out around level par, but for me at the moment, this is highlighting some issues with my game. And what I do really like with this is I know I need to drive the ball a little bit further. And if I can drive the ball further, Rory, for example, on strokes gained, he'd be kind of down here at -4, and that's a massive thing. So the tips down at the bottom saying work on my shots for greater than 250 yards from the rough, and that could lower my score by 3 shots around. Huge. It also gives everybody little tips as to what they could do. Fortunately there it's saying keep up my good play with putting. Obviously if I'm that good on strokes gained, it shows that other parts of my game need to be worked on if I'm going to get there. But like I said, I love this for my personal game because it's taking the emotion out and it's giving me that opportunity to actually see how I actually perform and not how I actually think I perform. Now, also an interesting part for this, many of you guys out there, probably some of you guys watching have lessons with me, but many of you guys out there will have lessons at the moment as well. And where I think this is an invaluable tool is when you go down to sit with your coach, you can look at this information with him and help you formulate your plans to make you a better player. So for me, this will definitely be getting used every single time I play. I've got to build this into my routine of making sure I actually touch the club on my tag each time. There's been a couple of times that I've forgotten, but you can go in and edit it afterwards. And there's some amazing attention to detail in here. And this is the type of stuff that tour players have got access to all the time without having to wear something and tag. Graham McDowell is somebody that still does this, and there's other guys out on tour that use this system, but they get all that stuff collected for them anyway. But guys, quick product review then on Gamegolf Live. Like I said, my opinion, I think if you use this and use it properly, it'll be an amazingly good tool for your game. And I think it'll give you that great opportunity to get your scores low, get that handicap down, and make sure you're always working in the right part of the game. So guys, slightly different video today from my kitchen rather than a golf site, because honestly I was that cold and that wet after my 2 rounds. Wasn't in any state of mind to be doing that. But leave comments if you're using Gamegolf already. I'll try and get back to any comments if I can. Let me know if it's helped your game. What I would like to do is subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and I'll hopefully catch up with some of you guys in the future. Stay in contact.